Shalom Arav, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, achi.
Shalom.
Okay, so I wanted to welcome everyone. It's really, I appreciate everyone taking time in the middle of their morning to come to this important Zoom. And as you saw from the email I sent, that you know, since uh, October 7th, obviously everything changed for us. Our whole world's changed, and thinking about in a community mindset how the shul has changed. Well, we've obviously stepped up in a number of different ways to lend support that is necessary to be done. Everything that has been sent to support the Chayalim through the relief fund and the different programs and projects that we've done, and tefillah settings and learning settings and all the different things that we've done have all been beautiful. But I wanted us to be thinking about, and along with the shares who are chairing the gala this year, the fundraiser this year, we were trying to think about what's something that we can do to really have a major impact. Not only that we are just doing and doing and doing, but something that hopefully will have a lasting and enduring impact for our Achinu B'nai Yisrael, for our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, considering everything that happened. So the idea that we came up with was to basically go along the lines of a guiding principle that that was taught to me from when I was a kid, that my father would always tell us, is that in life you need to make sure that you don't just say I love you, but you do I love you. And that what that means is that we need to make sure that our priorities, especially, as the way it always should have been, and now especially is since October 7th, is that our priorities are not, us and our brothers and sisters in Israel. But now especially, it has to be right there, equal, of being completely in line of that. If I'm taking care of my own needs here, well, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of the needs of my brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael. And so the idea came up of that perhaps we can find a community that is not necessarily at the forefront of everybody's minds, but a community that has dealt with the hell and the horrors of October 7th in the South, and a community that we can partner with, that we, this small community in La Jolla, but a community that, Baruch Hashem, has an impact beyond its size, is able to help a similar community, a small little community in the South that also has impact beyond its size, to be able to help them. Shalom, Dana. To be able to help them in rebuilding themselves up after the horrors of October 7th. So through my dear friend that you all know, Rav Shai Shechter, Shlita, he put me in touch with this incredible community of Shlomit that Yedidyah Harush, who is the community representative, along with Dana Cohen, who is one of the most incredible people that I've had the opportunity to meet, whose husband, Rahman al-Islam, Aviyad, was killed in a fierce battle on October 7th, along with Michael, who was there on that day defending Klal Yisrael. To hear from the community of Shlomit themselves, and I was connected with them, and this is the perfect shidduch for Adat Yeshurun, and it's really incredible that this is what we're going to be doing, to step up, to help them, to show in especially our biggest fundraising season for us, taking care of our own needs here, making sure that we stay with that same guiding principle of not just saying I love you, but doing I love you, and making sure that if we are taking care of the needs that we need in the shul, we're also taking care of the needs that they need in their community. And just before I pass it off to Yedidyah, Dana and Michael, just to, make mention of that. We say multiple times a day, Achenu b'nei Yisrael, and Atunim b'tzar v'shivya, that we daven for our Achenu in Eretz Yisrael, all those that are experiencing the horror, that they did experience the horror, that they are currently experiencing, the Chatufim, all of the Somim, all of the Almanot, all of those who were most directly affected in that horror. And we refer to them as Achenu. And I think what we're doing here at the shul is actually not just having Achenu just be words, but as a sentiment of a reality, that they truly are Achim biyachad. They truly are completely one. It's an extended family that stems and starts 1,000 meters from Gaza and Egypt in a small little community of Shlomit and extends beyond all the miles, all the way to here in La Jolla. And it's like the medrash that says, and I quote quite often because it's one of, I think, the most powerful midrashim in the name of Eliyahu Navi. The Eliyahu Navi quotes God that says, Amar Kuchabrichu, God says to the Jewish people, that Eini mevakish mikem klum, I don't ask of you anything, except rak shtu ahuvin ze et ze, tu mechabdin ze et ze, tu mireim ze im ze, that you should just show real honor, respect, and love to each other. And that's hopefully what we're going to be accomplishing with this project. So I'm going to pass the screen off to Yedidyah, and we'll be able to hear from Yedidyah and Dana and Michael, to hear their story, to hear their vision for the future, and how we as a community can help. So bechavod to Yedidyah.
תודה רבה, כבוד הרב, for the encouraging, for the empowering words. We have not known each other for that long. Unfortunately, we will going forward for many years, but I can tell your community that they're very fortunate to have an amazing leader that can take them far. I always say being a rabbi is probably the hardest job. It's being the judge, and it's being the police officer, and it's being the father, and it's being the therapist, and it's being also a rabbi. So thank you so much for opening up your community and for everything that you do. As I said before, I'm very excited to be here together along with Michael Gottesman and Dana Cohen. We are actually two houses away from each other, all three of us, sitting right now in our homes as we returned exactly a week ago. And it is very, very special to be home, but on the other hand, it is not so easy. Each of us and its own things, but definitely there is nothing like home. So what is home? Where is home? Where are we? What is Shlomit? You're probably thinking to yourself, maybe Shlomi in the north, maybe a community that is in Gaza. People ask us a lot of questions of where we are and what our story is. So let's start. I'm going to give you a short background about Chalutza, about Shlomit in particular, which is within the area of Chalutza where we are, and why we are here. So let's start from the beginning. So me and Michael originally were born and raised in Gush Katif in the Gaza Strip. We lived there our whole lives. Our parents are originally from Sinai and came to basically to live in Gush Katif after Israel made peace with the Egyptians, and they were asked to move to expand the existing settlements, communities within the Gaza Strip. Growing up in Gaza obviously wasn't always easy, but always the strong belief that we had in Hashem and in obviously in what we were doing, that we were there for a reason, helped us throughout the years get over different challenges that we went through. The first intifada, the second intifada, different terrorist attacks and mortar shells and infiltration, etc. In 2005, the Prime Minister Ariel Sharon decided to disengage from the Gaza Strip. And on August 14th, 2005, the disengagement happened. It was a very, very difficult times for Israelis and for, I think, all Jews. The summer of 2005, when we had to be relocated from our homes, but to say goodbye to everything we had and everything we knew, leaving memories, childhood, and dreams behind. My parents personally were finishing building a brand new home that we lived in only for 2 months before Israel made us leave on August 14th of 2005. The people who lived in Gaza back then had a decision to make whether we choose negative, as some people did, or choose positive because we believe in the people in the land of Israel. After the disengagement, which was very, very hard for us, watching our houses being bulldozed, I personally spent 2 years in America on a basketball scholarship where I went to play basketball and learn English. I lived in Holland Park, New Jersey. This is where I have all my English from. I wasn't the best student as a kid, especially the year of the disengagement. I hardly knew ABC, so I feel very lucky to be sitting here and speaking to you English. And it's thanks to that year that I had, the 2 years that I had in America. But after the disengagement, the people who lived in Gaza, as I said, had a decision to make, and 15 families from our former community of Atzmona, decided to go against all odds, against everybody's thought, and chose the positive side of the disengagement. And they basically went up to the government and asked for the next national mission. They said, "We are upset. We disagree with what you did, but where is the next national mission? We want to be there." Just try to imagine your house is packed in some container, your physical home is destroyed, to the ground, and you probably lost your job, and you still have the courage and enthusiasm to go up to the same government that kicked you out just weeks before and ask for the next national mission. It showed a lot about the people who founded this area. And the government basically sent us and pointed at this very strategic location on the map called the Adat Stands. It's a place that is located on the triangle border near Egypt and Gaza. The place has never been developed or lived in before. The joke with Israel was always, if you want to go to Chalutza, it's very easy. You drive to the end of the world, you make left, and you just keep going. This how you get to Chalutza. It was like a hole in the wall. It's 450 yards from, I'm pointing because it's like mamish, like really right here, 450 yards from the Egyptian border, a little less than 2 miles from the Gaza border. And what was here? Nothing. Sand, and a little bit more of sand. This place was a place of death that nothing can grow on. Sand dunes, not the good kind of sand that we had back in Gush Katif in Gaza, a beach sand. It was like dusty sand. I don't know if any of you ever visited the Sahara Desert. It's the same kind of sand. It becomes like powder. On a good day, we get 120 degrees heat. When you have a nice little storm, I don't know how many storms you have in La Jolla, San Diego, but in New York, when they have a storm, they have like rain and snow. Here we have sandstorms, and then everything gets covered with sand, and it's far from everywhere. So you have all the great reasons, in addition to our great neighbors that we have across the border, to why not come here. But the 15 families said to the government, if this is where you need us, Hineni, we're here, we're going to do it. And they came here with two preconditions that they had with the government. The first one was that this will not be a refugee camp for people from Gush Katif only. This place will be open to anyone who wants to come and settle Israel, anyone who basically wants to come and help realize Ben Gurion's dream. And the second precondition was that this will not be some isolated community. It will be a viable region. And the 15 families came and started, from scratch. There was no water, no electricity, no sewer pipes, no roads, nothing, just sand. And at the beginning, starting developing the ground, and they put trailers on. And then later on, put the gardens, and then build the first community built a synagogue, and the school, and the kindergarten. The second community formed. They built it. The first community called Nave, and then Bnei Netzarim is the second community. It's where Michal's parents live until today. And in the third community broke ground, the community of Shlomit, a very young community. And just like that, over the years, against all odds, the communities succeed to take a place, a piece of desert, and create it into an oasis and bring over 450 families, the three beautiful communities of Nave, Bnei Netzarim, and Shlomit, and take an area that was known as the place of death that nothing can grow on and turn it into an oasis that is responsible of growing over 82 different species of fruits and vegetables, from cauliflowers to broccoli to lettuce to cabbage to tomatoes to potatoes to cherry tomatoes to peppers to kale, and I can go on, lychee and mangoes and avocado and pineapples, and really an
Strawberry.
area. And what? Blueberry.
Strawberry.
Strawberries, yes, a lot of strawberries. We grow hydroponically, really an area that is like incredible, and exporting to over 50 different countries. And over the years, Chalutza became this incredible miracle. And Shlomit was found, was the youngest community. It still is the youngest community, both by age of community and age of the people who live in the community and the children. And it's a beautiful community with a very strong sense of mutual commitment. We say because we are so far away from our own families, we became like a big family that takes care of each other. A lot of children. The percentage of children in the community is 80%. It's probably amongst the youngest communities in Israel, and really an amazing place where the focus on children, on the education, is very high. And throughout the years, we dealt with different situations, different challenges, and overcome them. We are going to be, in our vision, the largest community in the entire Eshkol region with 1,500 families. To date, Shlomit is 82 families. And throughout the years, the security challenge was always there. With rockets, with infiltrations from both ISIS in Egypt and Hamas in Gaza. A ton of threats that we had from Egypt that people don't talk about much. But we managed to overcome the situation and deal with the PTSD of our children. Whenever I can tell you about my kids, whenever they hear even the smallest sound of what could be a siren, even if it's the wind blowing through a crack in the window, they fly to the shelter and they're shaking. But over time, we gave them tools how to deal with the situation, and teach them that we can be strong and help recover from this. And God willing, this will make us stronger over time. And just like a nature of a young community, amongst the highlight days of our year is the holiday of Simchat Torah. The holiday of Simchat Torah is basically the highlight holiday of the year, and it's where the kids get an aliyah and candies and dancing with the parents, with the Torahs. And this year, October 6th, a Friday, everybody's preparing for the holiday. Friday night comes, we all go to our shul, our synagogue, even though it's a temporary synagogue, very small. There's leaks in the winter. It's very hot in the summer. Not enough room for everyone, but the great happiness of that evening, it's something that even now that I'm speaking to you, I'm thinking about it. Wow, it was incredible. We took out the Torahs, hugged them, and dancing with the youth, with the children. Every father put his son or daughter on their shoulders and dancing, and singing. And after 2 hours, we put the Torahs back. We go home. We eat Friday night and holiday dinner, and we go to sleep. And We wake up a few hours later at 6:28 in the morning to sounds of explosions, to sirens. I always say, I don't wish anyone but our enemies to wake up to these sounds, especially the children. I jump out of bed with my wife. I run to our daughter's room. I pick my daughters up. I run flying to the shelter of where our two other kids were in. I close the window. I close the door. Obviously, we cannot lock them. And we sit inside. We hear the explosions. We start hearing the rockets that are falling, not far from the house. And I give a signal to my wife that something is going on and it's not something that is usual. It was a lot of explosions in 20 minutes, non-stop, of the Iron Dome that is above us and rockets that are falling around the community. And the kids are crying, they're shivering, they're shaking. Obviously, as a parent, you always want to give the best for your kid, best education. You get them the best tutors, you buy them the best clothing, the best activities, summer camp in college. You always want to get them the best because that's the nature of a parent. You always want them to be good, to have everything they need. But here, I'm in a situation where I can't buy my child the feeling of safety. I can't make my son or my daughter feel that they're safe. I cannot. And you feel very helpless as a parent. It's very, very hard moments that you go through as a parent in those moments. And we hug them. We tell them that the army is gonna come and the Air Force is gonna blow up Gaza soon, and all the terrorists are gonna die. They're gonna take care of the situation. And obviously, we don't hear the Air Force. After 20 minutes of explosions, it gets a little quiet. Come out of the shelter. I come out of the house, and the first response team of Michael and Aviyad, Hashem Yikom Damo, starting to drive around the community to see where the rockets fell. We see that a few houses got a direct hit on the house. The family was in the shelter, thank God, was not injured or killed. But then we start hearing indications of terrorists that are breaking into different communities and different kibbutzim around the area. And about maybe 30 minutes later, the head of security of our community, his name is Benny, he basically gets a call on the radio. The radio of where all the head of securities of the entire area listen to. And he says that the guy on the other line says to everyone that terrorists broke into a community called Pre-Gun, and they need help. They really need help. There is no one to really go and protect them. And Pre-Gun is a community maybe 10 minutes away. It's a community that maybe there are maybe 8 communities between us and them. And Benny needs to make a very big decision. Do I leave my community together with my entire security team unsafe and unprotected in a way, or less protected, and go help another community that we know for sure that there are terrorists there? Or choose to stay in the community, which is what everyone else in the entire Gaza envelope decided to do, which makes sense that they wanted to do it, that they wanted to stay in their own community, and stand just protected. And what can we do? Terrorists can come in 5 minutes. They can get to us, which they plan to do. I mean, they were on their way. And here I want to make a pause for a second and remind everyone of what happened in Israel on October 6th. Let's, for a second, talk about the Jew of October 6th. So who's the Jew of October 6th in the state of Israel? The Jew of October 6th in the state of Israel is the divided Jew. He's a Jew that questioned himself at times, are these people in Bnei Brak or people in Tel Aviv, are they my brothers? Are we one nation? What are we doing? Protesting here, protesting there. What we call sinat chinam, the free hatred, was everywhere, in every corner. The feelings of being in Israel those days were very, very hard feelings. I don't know if any of you visited Israel during that time, but it wasn't a good time to visit Israel. And let's jump back to the Jew of October 7th from the community of Shlomit. The Jew of October 7th from the community of Shlomit says to himself, there is a community, it's called Pregan. I don't know who these people are. These people hold the opposite political views as me, the opposite religious lifestyle as me. But the Jew of October 7th doesn't matter, doesn't care about any of the above. The Jew of October 7th thinks a Jew is in a danger, is right now in a danger, we're going to save them. And at that point, terrorists are already on the houses, taking up the houses. I'm going soon to make a pause and give Michael to share with us those moments. Michael, who's one of our heroes, who was critically injured on October 7th. He's gonna talk, and I'm gonna translate what he's going to tell us. מיכאל, אני ברשותך יספר עד הרגע שאנחנו בעצם מגיעים אליך, בסדר? על הלחימה, ואז אתה תיכנס ותספר, ואז תשתף, בסדר? על מה שראית קצת על אביעד, ואז דנה תשתף, בסדר? Okay, so basically Benny decides to leave the community with few guys. They don't know how many terrorists are there. They're driving very fast to Pregan, and as soon as they get to Pregan, they realize the terrorists are already in the Ben Naim's family's home, trying to break into the shelter to try and start the massacre. Just like happened in Be'eri, in Kisufim, in Kfar Aza, in Nir Oz, all those kibbutzim that unfortunately became very famous for obviously the unfortunate reasons. And Benny and two other guys, Boaz and Oz, starting to make contact with the terrorists. They're starting to shoot the terrorists. Very quickly, they realize that it's not like what we always train as a first response team. You always train that you have a terrorist or two, maybe three. They realize that this is a whole different story. We're talking about 12 terrorists who are well equipped with thousands of bullets, with AK-47s, with machine guns, with anti-tank missiles, with thousands of hand grenades, with special kits to open and blow up the bomb shelters so they can go in, and drills, and special medic bags so they can stay there for a long time and take care of themselves if they get injured. And very quickly, Boaz and Oz get injured, and Benny is asking for another help backup to come from the community. מיכאל, אנחנו ביקשנו עכשיו עזרה, זה השלב שבעצם הגענו, שאתם מגיעים.
כן.
אז תגיד להם שלום.
שלום לכולם, חברות וחברים.
Hello everyone, my dear friends.
אני רוצה להרגיש שאני מרגיש את הלב שלכם פועם איתנו פה, על אף המרחק.
I want to tell you that I feel your heart beating with us here, even though we have such a big distance, physical distance between us.
תחושה ככה שעל אף הזום, החיבוק כנראה של העם היהודי הוא גדול ויודע להתגבר גם מעל הזום.
Even though we are on Zoom, I feel this virtual hug and this thing that's called Am Yisrael. It's such a strong and unique thing.
אז כמו שידידיה סיפר, באותו רגע אנחנו מנעים לפריגן בשני רכבים, אנחנו 4 חבר'ה, צמד בכל...
We're driving to Pregan, we're in 2 cars. We got the call from Benny, and we're driving in 2 cars, two sets of couples.
ואנחנו כבר מבינים שיש אופנועים בדרכים, אופנועים של מחבלים בדרכים. אנחנו מתחילים לראות כבר עשן בכל עבר, אנחנו מתחילים לשמוע פיצוצים בלתי נגמרים של רקטות.
We start hearing and seeing the motorcycles on the roads of the terrorists. We're seeing the smokes, the explosions. We understand that we are in a battlefield.
והדרך לפריגן, אתה אומר, יש מאמר של חז"ל שכל הדרכים בחזקת סכנה, ואתה מרגיש את זה בדרך הקצרה משלומית לפריגן, כמה סכנה אורבת לך בדרך לשם, ואנחנו משתדלים להיות מאוד מאוד חדים ולשים לב לכל תנועה חשודה, ולדעת להגיב גם או לפרוק מהרכב או לראות תוך כדי נסיעה.
They say that our rabbis in the history say that every road is considered to be dangerous, and here we felt it so strongly, so real. We had to be very sharp with our eyes on the target to spot anything that we see, but we don't get shot.
ואנחנו מצליחים ברוך השם להגיע לפריגן בשלום. המשימה שלנו להגיע לפריגן, ובעצם גם לסייע לחברים שלנו שנפצעו שם, ולהשתלט על המחבלים ולא לאפשר להם להתקדם ולהמשיך את מסע ההרג שלהם אל תוך היישוב פנימה. הזמן פה הוא קריטי.
So our mission was to get to Prigan safely, but also help our wounded friends, help evacuate them to a hospital, but also take care of the terrorists and make sure that we have control of the terrorists in the situation so they don't spread to the entire community.
אני זוכר את הרגע שאנחנו נכנסים לפריגן, והיישוב שומם, כמו רוח רפאים, שקט.
I remember the moment that we are entering Prigan, and it's like a dead city, it's like a dead community, nothing's there. Ghost town.
זה שקט כזה, שקט שמתעתע ושקט מפחיד, כי אתה רוצה לראות איפה זה מתרחש, אבל השקט הזה הוא בעצם מפחיד, כי אתה לא יודע מאיפה זה יתקוף אותך עכשיו.
It was silent, but it was a scary quiet. We knew something is going on, but we didn't hear anything. It was very quiet.
אז אנחנו מתקדמים בנסיעה עם הרכב, מאוד 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 דרוכים וערניים, ואנחנו נוסעים לכיוון שממנו אנחנו משערים שהמחבלים פרצו לפריגן, ושאליו הם בעצם התחילו לחדור.
We're driving very carefully inside the community towards where we thought the terrorists were breaking in from and broke in from. Very fast, but also very, very careful.
ואנחנו נוסעים על הכביש הראשי, בשלב מסוים כשאנחנו מבינים שאנחנו מתחילים לראות את הכיוון שממנו הם חדרו, אנחנו פורקים מהרכב.
At some point we realized where they broke in from, so we stopped the car and we basically unload the car and go by foot.
אנחנו משאירים את הרכב בצד ומתחילים תנועה רגלית, 4 חבר'ה, הולכים בצד ימין של הרחוב, זה יישוב שאנחנו לא מכירים אותו, לא היינו בו כמעט אף פעם, אנחנו לא יודעים איך הוא בנוי, ועכשיו המשימה שלנו והאתגר שלנו תוך כדי לחימה גם לנסות להבין מה הדרכים הנכונות לנוע בהם, והנסתרות, ומה הדרכים שבהם אנחנו יכולים ללכת בהם ודרכם לתקוף את המחבלים.
We basically don't know the community. It's not our community, so we need to learn where we are, our area, but also make sure we move forward, but be also safe. So we're walking on the street next to the houses.
אחרי משהו כמו 50 מטר שאנחנו הולכים, אני כבר מזהה משהו כמו 200-300 מטר ממני, 2 אופנועים שמוטים בצד הכביש, ואנחנו מבינים, הנה זה הבתים שבהם המחבלים מסתתרים, ואנחנו ממש...
After we walk 50 yards, I see 200 yards from me the motorcycles of the terrorists on the street, so we realize that they're over there.
בשלב הזה בעצם התרגולת שלנו היא לנוע למחבלים תוך כדי, אנחנו יודעים איפה המחבלים, אנחנו נעים אליהם, והמשימה היא לחתור אליהם למגע מה שנקרא, להסתער עליהם ולהרוג אותם, ואני אומר, זה שונה מאוד ממצב שבו בעצם אין מחבלים ואנחנו רק נערכים בהגנה. פה ברגע שמחבלים כבר בתוך יישוב, פוגעים באזרחים, פוגעים בחיילים, המשימה היא לרוץ כמה שיותר מהר, וזה בא על חשבון ההבטחה שלנו. אנחנו יודעים שאנחנו מסכנים את החיים שלנו, בשביל להציל מישהו אחר.
So at some point we basically we move forward and we start seeing the terrorists and we start making contact. We see the shootings of the terrorists, and we know that we cannot be too safe. It's always in fighting, you always have safety or speed. So one goes on top of the instead of the other. And we knew that we can't be too safe because that means that we will be much slower and we have to get to our friends who are wounded. We have to take care of the situation. So we start to move fast and starting to make contact with the terrorists.
ואז בשלב מסוים גם מתחילה להיפתח עלינו אש תופת מטורפת, אנחנו מקבלים אש מכל הכיוונים, ארבעתנו בקצה הרחוב, אנחנו נעמדים עם הנשקים שלנו, מתחילים לתת אש חזרה לכיוון מקורות הירי, ואש נפתחת עלינו ממש מקלאצ'ים ברימונים שנזרקים, והכדורים ממש שורקים לידינו. זה השלב שבו אנחנו בעצם גם בעצמנו נפרסים, וכל אחד עולה ויורה, והמחבלים יורים עלינו ואנחנו עליהם, ופה מתחילה ההתקדמות שלנו, שבעצם שניים נשארים, צמד נשאר בקרקע ונותן אש, וצמד מתקדם. ככה אנחנו עושים כמה דילוגים, וממשיכים להתקדם לעבר המחבלים.
So heavy fire is being towards us, hand grenades, bullets, and we're shooting and towards the terrorists. And the way it goes, two guys shoot and two guys move forward. Two guys shoot and two guys move forward. So basically, your cover is the gunfires of your friends.
בשלב מסוים אני מבין ואני חושב שלא נכון שנשאר ארבעתנו בצד ימין של הרחוב. אני רוצה בעצם שנעשה עוד איזה איגוף כלפי המחבלים, שנדע לראות עליהם משני כיוונים, גם מכיוון הרחוב שבו אנחנו נעים, וגם מצד שמאל. בעצם לנסות לרתק אותם ולפגוע בהם משני כיוונים. ואני אומר לחבר'ה, אני מדווח לחבר'ה שמאחוריי בעצם בתנועה, אני אומר להם, חבר'ה, שערו פה, תיתנו לי אש, ואני ומשה והצמד שלי בעצם נחצה את הכביש, נגיע לאחד הבתים משמאל, ומשם אתם תראו מפה על המחבלים, ואנחנו משם, וככה נוכל בעצם לחסל אותם בצורה יעילה.
So basically, at some point, I tell my friend Moshe was with me, one of the couples, listen, we can't just move forward in one line. You know, we have to do something creative to move, to open another angle of shooting. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. So I tell my friend, I'm going to run. You give me a backup. You shoot. And I'm going to run to the other side of the street to open another angle towards the house of where the terrorists were. So he was shooting, and then I went and I basically started walking towards a cover that I had over there while we are shooting at the terrorists.
והחברים שלי באמת נותנים אש, אני חוצה את הכביש, כדורים, אני מרגיש את הכדורים ככה שנורים לכיווני, וברוך השם אני מצליח להגיע בשלום לצד השני. אני מתקדם ויורה גם בעמידה, וכל הזמן כמה צעדים וירי, וכמה צעדים וירי. המשימה שלי, מה שרציתי להגיע אליו, אחד היעדים שלי זה היה בית שנמצא מצד שמאל, רציתי להיכנס אליו, וממנו בעצם לתת אש נוספת, כמו שאמרתי, לכיוון המחבלים. אני חוצה את הכביש, ואז בשלב מסוים, כשאני ממש בחניית הבית, אני מזהה שהאש שנורית אליי היא הולכת ונהיית קרובה יותר ויותר, כי אני בחנייה עומד רכב לבן, ואני מרגיש שאני במרכז הרכב, ואני רואה שתי כדורים שבעצם פוגעים בשמשת הרכב האחורית. אני מבין שהאש שנורית עליי...
At some point, I cross and I take cover, and I want to get to the house that is on the other side of the street, and I basically realize that they're shooting me, and I feel the bullets flying above my head. So I realize that I have to move back, and I extend behind the car, and then two bullets hit the front window of the car, the shield, and right next to me, and I realize that I can't stand there, otherwise they're going to shoot me, they're going to kill me in 1 second.
כן, אז אני מחליט שלא נכון להמשיך להתקדם, כי יכול להיות שיהיה לי מחבלים גם בבית שאני רץ אליו, יכול להיות שיורים עליי גם מאחורה, ולהיות במלכודת אש כזאת זה לא דבר בריא, ולכן אני מחלץ אחורה לעבר מחסה של קבוצת בלוקים שעמדה שם,
So
ומשם אני
basically,
בעצם...
I realized that I'm going to be trapped in like a death trap. If I stay there, I have to move back to take cover. There was like a cinder blocks group. So I wanted to jump and basically take cover behind the cinder blocks.
מאחורי הבלוקים אני תופס מחסה, אני יורד לקריאה, ומכוון את הנשק שלי לעבר שתי מקומות שמהם אני מזהה מחבל. מחבל אחד אני מזהה שיורה עליי מהמשך הרחוב, על אחד הבתים בגג שלו, הוא עולה מהגג, יורה לעברי, ויורד מאחורי מחסה, וככה כל כמה שניות. ויש נוספת, כמו שאמרתי, של המחבל שירה עליי כשהייתי ממש בצמוד לרכב, שזה מבחינתי מחבל שמקביל אליי בצד ימין של הרחוב.
Then I realized that there is a terrorist on top of the roof that is shooting me. Every time goes in and up and down, and I see the terrorist, and he's shooting me, and I shoot him. תמשיך.
אחרי משהו כמו חצי דקה של לחימה, שאני יורה אליהם והם יורים אליי, אני מקבל כדור, אני נפצע, אני יורה קדימה והמחבל יורה עליי מהצד, ואז מחבל אחר ואני נפצע, כדור נכנס לי בחזה, חזה ימין, עושה לי פה סיבובים בבטן, פוגע בכבד, בשרפת, יוצא בצד השני פה בחזה, ובסוף מסיים פה ביד. היד הזאת הייתה אחזה בנשק והייתה צמודה לחזה, והכדור ממש ממשיך פה ופוגע ביד.
So basically, terrorist that was parallel to me, not on the roof, is shooting me and is able to hit me in the chest. The bullet goes in the chest, it goes inside, for some unknown reason goes down, and then goes back up and goes through the other chest and comes out and explode on my hand. And my hand is exploded, it's half like hanging, almost falling, and I fall on the ground and I'm now injured.
כן, טוב, זה רגע שאני לא אשכח אותו בחיים.
It's a moment that I'll never forget.
כי זה רגע החיים חולפים.
It's a moment that your whole life goes through your head.
נגד העיניים. אני זוכר שאני מנסה להבין אם אני רלוונטי להמשך הלחימה, ואני מאוד רוצה להמשיך לעזור לחברים להילחם, ואני רואה שאני פשוט לא יכול, אני כולי מתמלא בדם, והיד הזאת, כמו שאמרנו, היא לא מצליחה להחזיק שום דבר, היא נפולה, היא בשבר פתוח.
My other hand is like hanging. I wanted to see if I'm even relevant to continue fighting, but then I realized that I'm not at all relevant to the continuation of the fight.
ואז אני צועק לחברים, נפצעתי.
I screamed to my friends I was injured, I was wounded.
החברים שתוך כדי ירי בעצמם ויורים עליהם והם יורים חזרה, מחליטים לרוץ אליי, ובאמת כמו שהחבר הטוב שלי שהייתי רץ אליי, תחת
My
אש.
friends decide to run to me to come help me even though they were under heavy fire.
ובעצם תופס את הפינה שבה אני הייתי, על הזיג הזה שממנו אני יורה על המחבלים, מזיז אותי לצד, והוא נאחז בפינה הזאת וממשיך לירות לעבר המחבלים.
He continues to fight and to shoot where I was shooting, קצר.
מה שחשוב בדקה הראשונה זה לא לטפל בי, מה שחשוב בדקה הראשונה זה להמשיך את הירי לעבר המחבלים.
The most important thing is to continue fighting and not just take care of me.
זהו, אני לא אעריך פה, אבל בגדול הלחימה נמשכת, והלחימה היא קשת וקשה מאוד מאוד מאוד, אנחנו מתמודדים עם כוח מיומן מאוד, עם ציוד ואמצעים מאוד מאוד טובים ומאוד גבוהים.
It was a very, very heavy and bloody battle that was overall 2 hours. You know, I'm giving you Michael's point of view. Michael, you know, was laying down. I don't know how he's sitting and speaking to you today. I think it's a real miracle that we have Michael to speak with us and that he's not dead. And God really saved his life, and you know, for laying down for 10 minutes. He could have been dead, but he laid down for over 4 hours, 2 hours on the battlefield and another 2 hours in the community before the helicopter could land and take them to the hospital. And Boaz and Michael were critically injured. Oz and Yuda were medium injuries in their legs. And I would tell you the result of the pre-gun battle. The result of the pre-gun battle is that not even one person from the community of pre-gun on the pre-gun end was either wounded or killed. This is, I think, the most rare fact of October 7th, because wherever terrorists did break in, they either killed or injured someone. And here, the only community in the entire Gaza envelope that terrorists physically broke in, not even one person was killed. Even the families were inside the shelter of where the terrorists were. Nothing happened to them. They came after 2 hours from the shelter. They didn't believe that they're alive. They said, we were ready to be dead. We knew it's another minute, we're dead. But our community has paid a very, very heavy price, a very high price of 4 heroes from our community that fell, 2 on the battle side. And we're going to hear from Dana in just one moment. Aviyad Cohen, Hashem Yikom Damo, and Reuven Shishportish, and Bechor Suede, who was on the way to the battle, and Oriel Bibi, one of the paratroopers officers who also live in the community, that left his house and on the way was also killed by terrorists. And I'm going to ask Dana now to take over and to share with us a little bit about that day, about Aviyad, and about the incredible family that this hero left behind. Dana.
Hello to everyone. I'm Dana. I'm Aviyad's wife, the hero Aviyad. I have 6 children. My eldest, she is 17 and a half, and my youngest is 3.5. I have 4 girls and 2 boys, 2 ninjas. And from Simchat Torah until now, we are in a big, long journey. You already heard about the battle, and I just want to say that I'm very proud of my husband. I'm very proud of him. Aviyad was doing an act of love when he went out to join the battle and to protect his friend and all the pre-gun community. He was doing the step that was needed in this period of time, and what Am Yisrael was needed in this time. Yedidyah already told about it, that in Israel we have such a bad situation inside of us. There was a lot of heritage, and we wasn't such a achdut and chibur. And in the day of Simchat Torah, Am Yisrael just was glowing. The Mesirut Nefesh, the Arevut, all the love that people just was doing to one to another is what was needed in that point. Aviyad was the chairman of Shlomit, and he also was part of the first response team. I know for sure that even though he will know the situation, the result of that battle he was going, because when he know that there is a Jewish people that need help, he's going. Because Am Yisrael is more important than himself. It was a man of love. It was a man that Am Yisrael was so important for him. He was volunteer in Yedidim. He was volunteer in Yad Le'achim. He was a person that everyone that needed help, he was there for them. He was the funniest man. He knew to say the right word right words to everyone that was beside him. And I know for sure that he's now looking at us and he's very proud. I'm proud of him and he is proud of me. And I'm proud of the children. Because from that point of Simchat Torah that they went to help Brigand community, Am Yisrael is going through a road of Mesirut Nefesh and Gvura, heroism. And you can feel the good spirit, you can feel the love, you can feel all the unity between us. And this is the answer for the situation that we were. Aviyad now is הרוג מלכות, and כתוב that הרוגי מלכות אין שום בריאה יכולה לעמוד במחיצתם. We're so close to God above, and I know for sure that He's good. If He's in a good place, his soul feeling so close to Hashem. We need to handle the situation. We need to manage with the challenges. But when I'm here in my community, and when all the families here, like all the families that they, like a big family of me, they all keeping me and they all protecting me and they all always asking if I'm okay. I know that Bezrat Hashem, I will be okay. But we want to continue. I know that this is Aviyad's dream. This is his only ambition was to flourish the area. He wanted that Shlomit will grow. The Bezrat Hashem will, not the families that will join this community. And when I'm looking or thinking about my future, I want that Shlomit will flourish. I want that all the area, all the Eshkol region will grow, and that the spirit will not disappear. We want the spirit will. I want that everything will raise. There is a lot of families that are thinking if I will come back to Eshkol region, is it still be safe to come back? But when Shlomit community went back in last Wednesday, we believe in this place and we want this place will continue and we don't want to give up. And we want to build a new shul. And in the top of the shul, we want that will be Magen David. And this Magen David will be seen from Rafiach and from Egypt. And they will know that we're not going to give up. We're not. Because Am Yisrael have the strength, Am Yisrael have the power to continue and to face all the challenges. And we need just to be unity. This is what we need.
Beautiful. Dana, thank you. Thank you. We are.
I just want to say another thing. Rabbi Daniel, you started about talking about the song Achenu Kol Bet Yisrael. My husband didn't like to sing, but there was just one song that he so just love it, and this was the song Achenu Kol Bet Yisrael Anetonim. And I'm feeling that from that point of view, he went to Brigand. Because he knew there is Achenu in Brigand, that now in Shevi and Tzara, and they need help. And that was his, this is what make him went out and without being afraid and without thinking if I'm going to get injured or maybe I will kill by myself, but there's people that need me from Am Yisrael, so I'm going. And the second thing I wanted to say, sorry, the second thing is you can look about the human being scandal. B'ezrat Hashem will be, the government will check it, but we need to see that this is all came from God above. This is Malach Eloki. God wants us to wake up. God wants us to change our vision and our view of what Am Yisrael need. And you all heard, you all saw what happened before October 7th. And you all saw what happened after October 7th. And we need to keep it. We need to continue. We need to be so together. And I'm feeling that it's like a small comfort for me to know that Am Yisrael now have achdut. That Am Yisrael now is continue with a big and strong strength. And this is a little bit of comfort for me.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you so much for these incredible words. We're lucky to have incredible people in our community, incredible heroes who left. I always say there are a lot of individual heroes of October 7th. A lot. There's so many individual heroes. The guy who went out of his house, who drove 2 hours to fight in Be'eri. Another guy who went to save people in the Nova party. And a woman who went to save her own kibbutz. But the heroism of a whole community, that understand as a community, we're going to help another community. I will tell you, we had a farewell ceremony from the hotel where we stayed in Kramim. It's an exclusive hotel near Jerusalem. And the CEO of the hotel said, to have such a heroism doesn't start on October 7th. It's laying on roots that are much deeper, on a community that is built with the sense of ideology, the sense that I'm going to live in a place where it's not comfortable, where it's hot, where it's sand everywhere and it's dangerous, because I'm part of the builders of the state of Israel. I tell you something, each and every one of the families in this community can go live elsewhere that is comfortable, that is close to a shopping center, to a coffee, to a mall, to a hospital, to a university, to our jobs. But we chose to come here because we understand that we have the privilege of being amongst the builders and the pioneers of the state of Israel. I feel lucky to be living in the state of Israel, to be building the state of Israel, to be holding this gun, and to be amongst the protectors of the state of Israel, just like Aviyad was and Michael. We all serve in combat units, and we all do it, and we feel privileged, because to live in the state of Israel is not to be taken for granted, to have our homeland. Just 76, 78 years ago, our brothers and sisters, our grandfather and great-grandfathers went through the Holocaust. They didn't have the right to say never again. They didn't have the right to hold a gun and to fight and defend themselves. And that leads me to finishing up this talk with a small, sentence that I thought about throughout the war, and I've been quoting and sharing. When you go, let me ask you, okay, through Zoom, raise your hand if you have ever met or know of a Holocaust survivor. Just raise your hand. Okay, I'm scrolling down and I see almost 100% of the people. And when you go to one of these Holocaust survivors, one of these holy people, and you ask them, tell me, what is your victory over the Nazis? I will tell you, and bet you, not even one will tell you the victory is that America and the Allies beat the Germany. Not even one. You know what they tell you? See my kids, see my grandkids, and their grandkids, and their great-great-great-grandkids. This is the victory over the Nazis. And you see the state of Israel that was declared exactly 3 years after the Holocaust, the startup nation, this is the victory over the Nazis. So if you ask me, Dana and Michael, what is the victory over the Hamas, which are Nazis? Yes, the IDF is doing its job. I was in Khan Yunis and I was in the center of Gaza. I fought for many months. For the last few months, while the family was in the hotel. But what is the victory over Hamas? It's exactly what Dana spoke about. To build a community, rebuild everything that was destroyed, triple and quadruple the amount of people that we have here, bring thousands of more families, new babies, new children, build this synagogue with this huge Magen David, and show the world and show our enemies, wherever they are, you wanted to destroy us and kill us on October 7th, this will do the opposite effect. Because the anti-Semitism that is rising in America started on October 7th. And where would it end? It started in Gaza or the Gaza envelope, those communities on the border, and it will end on those communities, because when our enemy sees that we're strong and we're rebuilding, we're sending a message to the entire world. And Jews will feel much safer elsewhere when everybody sees this is the Jewish people. They're united, they're strong. You walk in the lion, now you'll see the consequence. We're going to destroy everyone in Gaza that ever thought of doing something to us, especially on October 7th. We're going to destroy terrorism, and we're going to build, because we're Am Israel and Am Israel Chai, and we're very, very lucky to have you as our partners. You're maybe 8,000 miles away, but I can tell each and every one of you, you can make a huge difference on our life and help us, push us with your fingertips to move forward with full strength, to rebuild everything, and to Bezrat Hashem only celebrate smachot going forward. Thank you so much. Am Israel Chai.
Amen. Bezrat Hashem, Bezrat
Thank
Hashem.
you.
Yedidyah and Dana and Michael, thank you so much for sharing. And it's mamish our kavod to have just a small part of everything that you're doing. And really, it is mamish achim biyachad. It's we here are trying to be as much a part of everything that you are doing. And so thank you for sharing, and thank you for letting us in to be a part of it.
Thank you for listening to us, and we're feeling your heart, that's for sure. And I'm feeling that it's not just our mission, it's a mission that all of us, the Jewish people that live in state and the Jewish people that living in Israel, we all have the same mission, and we're doing it together. Thank you.
I just want to tell you that the entire Gaza envelope, there is one project that there are workers working at this moment in the entire area. And it's the Shlomit synagogue that we broke ground on. And we brought workers from Moldova. And it's incredible to hear on one hand the explosions of the IDF in Gaza, and on the other ear, the hammers and the nails of the building of the synagogue. This is the true victory. And you're going to be, God willing, part of it.
Well, Bezrat Hashem, Bezrat Hashem, I know that what we're looking forward to also is when our community over here in San Diego is going to come, and we're going to have a beautiful time with your community in Shlomit, and we're going to daven together in the shul that we built together. Bezrat Hashem is going to be something spectacular, and also we're going to be, Bezrat Hashem, hopefully having all of you out here for Shabbat. We'll do Shabbat all together with the community. We'll do Shabbat in Shlomit together. Bezrat Hashem.
Amen.
Bezrat
This is a beginning to an incredible relationship where our kids will learn about Jewry, diaspora Jewry, and about people living in San Diego. And your kids will learn about our kids who live in the border of Gaza. And that's the beauty of our nation. That's the beauty of our people. And I'm very, very excited for this new journey and opportunity to have these joint communities. I see a lot of similarities between the communities, as you mentioned, Rabbi, and it's just Baruch Hashem, we're very, very fortunate to have met you, and that's the place to thank Rav Shai Shechter, Rabbi Shai Shechter, for connecting us and putting us together. He is the Shadchan, he gets the third of heaven, so...
So if Yedidyah, Dana, and Michael, if you just have a couple of other minutes, I'm sure that there some of the members of the community just want to maybe just if they have a quick question, introduce themselves. Mike, I see has something you want to add.
So first of all, I'm Yisrael Chai. Thank you for taking what we Chutz La'aretz don't have to do in order for us to thrive as Jewish people. So I don't want to waste words other than to tell you we get it, and thank you so much. More importantly, right now, I haven't met you guys before, but we're supplying all the Yeshuvim right now with vests and helmets. We just procured level 3+ plates and helmets, 200 sets we're delivering right now. So Rabbi, please make sure that you introduce the relevant
Mike,
person.
I'll put you and Yedidyah in touch together. Yeah,
because I don't know what you need, and we just also ordered 11 sets of thermal drones for some divine and other units, but we can do that within the next few days. So Rabbi, please make sure the right person.
Yeah, I'll do it right after we get off the call. Yeah.
Great.
I've just been writing that we've been here for 6 weeks now, volunteering in various places, and I've heard so many stories that are inspiring. But what you, Yedidyah, Michael, and Dana have said to us is truly heartwarming. We're proud to be involved in any kind of project that's going to help you. I'm Yisrael Chai. Terrific.
So we'll make sure that we'll keep everybody, of course, on the call, and we're going to keep the whole community, up to date and everything going on with the project. But hopefully, God willing, we'll be able to raise the funds necessary to be able to make a real difference. So that way, here, Adat will be able to continue doing what we're doing, and also make sure that we're taking care of our Achenu and Eretz Yisrael. I just wanted to once again just thank Jane and Colin, who are the gala chairs that are really the leaders behind all of this. And I don't know, Jane, if you wanted to just add something quickly before we end the call, it'd be great.
I just wanted, excuse me, sorry, it was such a moving presentation from you guys, and just telling us what happened in your community makes us, I think, speaking for Colin and I, makes us so grateful that you're giving us the privilege of this opportunity to work with your community. I'm Yisrael Chai forever, and we stand with you in love, and we want to make things as good as possible. We will do everything in our power to do so. Thank you.
Thank you.
For that, thank you very much.
Even though the Zoom is over, you see nobody wants to hang up. They just want to, everyone just wants to be in your presence. Dana and Yedidyah, Michael, we just want to spend time with you.
And you tell all your friends, and no matter what they see on the news, I wear a kippah, I walk around. I've been in Canada, the US, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Japan in the last 2 months, and I've never, ever got anything other than positive feedback about Am Yisrael and about the Jewish people. Contrary to what the news says, that's what the person on the street sees. They know and they understand. And I want you to tell your friends that don't listen to the news, because that's what our personal experience is. They get it and they understand.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, so much. You really are giving us strength and warming our hearts. And we, on behalf of the community, are thanking you. And we will share back with our community on Shabbat what we saw here, what we experienced here, and get them excited to when they will meet you as well.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank
And I
you.
want to hear from someone in the next hour. Let's get you some equipment.
I'm
You
gonna.
know, I
Thank you.
just-
I will definitely. By the way, Rabbi, I just
Yeah.
want to add one last thing. I send every Shabbat a Shabbat Shalom message from the area, from our community. You know, sometimes it's a short video, sometimes it's a few words, just to keep updated, so I can either send it to you.
Oh,
and
that
you
would
can
be
send
perfect.
everyone,
Yeah, and then I'll send it
or-
around. Yeah.
You can send it around,
Yeah.
or they can send me if they have
Please,
WhatsApp.
please.
So yeah, for sure.
Okay, absolutely. And very quickly before we go, Dana, I just wanted to introduce you. My wife Brooke, who's on the call, just wanted to quickly just introduce herself to you, and I'm gonna make sure you have each other's WhatsApps also, so you can be in touch.
Okay, excellent.
I was muted
Love
myself.
to.
Yeah,
Hi.
muted myself because I have the baby. I didn't want her to distract anyone, but also now I had to mute myself because I can't stop crying. So
You're so cute. Thank you.
Rabbi, if there
You
are
know-
people in Israel who want to visit Shlomit, can they do so in the
Yeah,
meantime?
so you did. Yeah, how should people they want to visit? They should just be in touch with you. I'll just share your
Right.
number around.
Yes, you can. Me and Dana and Michael would love to host them. Michael and Dana are great cook. So both of them cook very, very good.
Michael is
uh,
better than me.
They would love to host you. My wife is also a great cook, but really anyone who comes, it will be a big fight who will host them or her. So we're very excited for you guys to come and visit us and have your second home or maybe first home as Chalutza.
I just want to say something personal, that this meeting now give me power. Because when I know that there is a lot of Jewish people in the state that want to be part of our mission, it's give me like I can breathe. I can breathe. It give me power. And it's give me the power to be with the children and to be happy and to wake up and that know that the future will be good. Thank you. Just thank you for being here. Thank you very much.
You know, everyone on this call, and I think it's Yedidyah mentioned it. There's, as a result of October 8th, there's a unity in the world. We've been here for 6 weeks. We're going home on Tuesday, so I can't come and visit you now. But we'll be back in Israel, and I'll take you up on that. And you're very lucky you remembered your wife, Yedidyah. You were nearly in trouble.
You're leaving on Tuesday, and I'm coming there on Tuesday. So
Wow.
You go, Felicia.
You did,
We'd
yeah.
love to see you.
You did, yeah. I don't know whether or not the number is complete that you sent. It looks like it might be missing a digit.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
It's
Jeremy,
one-
I'm gonna send it around.
Okay, thank
I'll
you.
send it
Okay,
around.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you
Shabbat
everyone for
shalom.
coming.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.